Here's the updates. P.O. skated this morning on injured ice. Philip Tomasino is out right now with a concussion. Lizzo is day-to-day with a lower body injury. Tommy Novak and Boko are status quo.
Who's starting tonight?
Jars.
Matt Nieto gets the recall. Obviously, maybe not the ideal season for him coming back from the injuries, being moved back and forth between the NHL, AHL rosters. But just what do you make of how he's persevered this season?
He's a great pro. Terrific person, great pro. He understands it. He has a professionalism about him. He's been around the game a long time. He understands it. You know, he brings the right intentions, the right effort, the right energy. Whether he's here or he's in Wilkes-Barre, he's handled it extremely well.
So the Hawks, difficult to play against because maybe just their youth and they don't really play like kind of unpredictable, if you will.
Yeah, there's not a ton of structure to their game, but they're young, they're fast, and they're skilled. And so, you know, I think obviously we didn't have our best the other night, and when we're at our best, we make it a much harder game. And I just thought we were loose in all three zones defensively. And when you give young, fast, skill, time and space, then you allow them the opportunity to play to their strengths. And I just didn't think we brought the right game to play against them. We've got to be a whole lot more difficult to play against. You know, we've got to take their time and space away in all three zones, and there needs to be collective effort. And I just didn't think we brought the team game that we needed to play to try to set ourselves up for success.
Rutgers mostly been with Sid. Billy's been mostly been with Evgeny since Evgeny's return. What goes into pairing one guy with one specific center? Is it just how the skill sets complement one another in terms of Rucker being more of a power forward versus Billy being more of a playmaker? Just what goes into all that?
There's lots. There's a lot of things that go into those types of decisions. But what I will say, just on the surface, is that our objective is to try to put line combinations together where the players involved have complementary skill sets. You know, are they more effective with a certain tandem? For example, is Rutger more effective with Sid and Rusty? Is Ville more effective with Gino and Rax? That's the question that we try to answer. We're not always right, but you know, there's a little bit of a feeling out process there, and we've had those guys together, and we've actually, you know, quite frankly, we've liked what we've seen, and that's why we've been reluctant to tweak it.
You've been behind the bench for so many of those battles between Sid and Ovi, and I know you're obviously focused on your own team, but just how much appreciation do you have to see Ovi break a record like that, one that I think a lot of people thought might never be broken?
I think it's a remarkable milestone that he reached. You know, I just have so much respect for Ovi. I don't know him personally. Obviously, have had a lot of heated battles against him over the years, but I just have a ton of respect for what he's accomplished in the game. It's remarkable what he's accomplished. He's arguably the greatest goal scorer of all time. This milestone certainly suggests it. But he's also he's a charismatic person. I think, you know, when you look at what him and Sid have done for the NHL and hockey in general, you know, it reminds me in a lot of ways like, you know, Larry Bird and Magic did for the NBA. You know, they not only were they great players, but they had a certain charisma about them and the way they carried themselves and how they're ambassadors for the game. They just advance the game, and they represent, you know, a lot of what's right about our game. They're just likable guys, and you want to root for them. And certainly I don't root for Ovi in a lot of instances because we play against him. And you know, he's a fierce competitor, as is his team, and so aren't we on our side. But I have so much respect for him as a player and what he represents and what he's done for our sport.